Hey, how's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. You know, we've had a lot of snow the last, I don't know, week or two. Snow one day and then melt the next. Snow, melt, snow, melt. We had about, I don't know, 2 inches of snow this morning. But then the sun came out and basically it all melted. I love the snow, I love the plow, but I'm not disappointed that the winter's behind us and spring is in front of us. But anyways, got a little project to do in the shop today. So I want you to just come on along and have a look. I'm figuring, you know, since it's still a little bit of snow on the ground and Christmas is 9 months away, what better time could there be than to do up some Christmas decorations? So here's a look at what the manger looked like last Christmas. It didn't look too bad, really. Actually, it kind of looks rustic, and that's what we wanted. But it was, you know, when the wind blows, it would swing back and forth to the left to the right, and it was having a hard time when the snow would come on it. And especially now with the steel roof on the shop, the snow tends to fall off the roof and lands on the roof of the manger, and it was, you know, giving it a hard time. So I thought it was time to kind of rebuild it a little bit. So let's have a look at what we come up with. So to make this manger, I need to make two sides for it, right? And the sides, well, I'm going to determine how high they are, but I want them to be as wide as I can get them. So I set my fence up here. It's at 14, I don't know what it is, 14 3/4 or something. So I'm going to rip this. This is going to be one side, then I'll rip another one, then I'll cut them down to the sizes that I want and put an angle on the top because I want to have a sloping roof on it. So let's cut this to width anyways to start with. I have this cut to width now, well, approximately the width. So I'm going to get another piece of this and cut it the same. And then, like I say, make an angle on the top, determine what that angle is going to be for a little sloping shed roof. Here, in fact, here's one of the old sides off the manger. And this was a good angle, so maybe I'll just copy that angle. So for the back, I'm going to use this piece of smart panel, and I need to cut it 32 inches wide. Alright, now I need to cut this. This is the back. And like I say, it doesn't matter how high this is because, well, you'll see when I put it together, as long as one side fits up tight against the roof of this little manger I'm making, the bottom can be open. So I just ripped this to 32 inches wide because it's going to be 32 inches wide at the back. So now what I want to do is make it square. So I'm going to cut a square edge on the corner and then we'll cut it to width. So I just want to trim a little bit off this edge. So that's what we're going to do. So now we don't need this sled for the next cut, and almost 27 3/4 there. So I'm going to set my fence about 27.5, and then we're going to put this edge that we just cut, we're going to put that against the fence, run this through, and it should make a square panel. So we can check this now to see how square we made it. So that's 42 1/16. 42 1/16. So we did not too bad. It's sticker time. I love sticker time. And look at all my stickers. Some really nice channels here, boys. But you know what? Just because your channel doesn't have a sticker doesn't mean it's not a nice channel. Don't ever forget that. But I have a new sticker that I'm going to add to my board today. And this sticker is from Russel Belliveau, from Bellevau's Cove in Nova Scotia. Fellow Nova Scotian. And if you notice this sticker, the background of the sticker is the Acadian flag, the star in the corner. Acadian flag, because Russel is Acadian. So how to go, Russel? Glad to have you here on my board. And Russel, Belliveau Cove is in the southern part of Nova Scotia, on the Fundy coast. And Russel has a sawmill, a couple of tractors. He goes to the woods, cuts his own logs, hauls them back, mills them up in the sawmill. And he's a resourceful guy. He can turn his hand to anything, and he likes to make stuff to make his sawmill operation more efficient. And if he has an idea how he'd like to do something, he just goes ahead and does it. And just, yeah, he's handy to have. He'd be a good neighbor to have, Russel would be. So anyways, Russell sent me this note. He also, when I opened this letter up, there was no note in it, right? I say he sent me a note, he didn't. I opened it up, there was just a sticker in it. Well, the next day I got an email from him, and he's saying, guess what? I wrote a nice note for you, Mike, but I forgot to put it in the envelope. Attaboy Russ. You know what, buddy? You're not the first guy ever do that. So there's no harm in that. So anyways, I'm going to put Russell's sticker up on the board. If you get a chance, drop by and see him. I'll put a link to his channel down below. And you won't be disappointed, because he does some interesting things. The way he goes about doing things, just, you know, it's, well, you go watch him, you'll know what I'm talking about. Here we go, I got her peeled off. And Russell, I think I'm going to put you way over here in this corner. You'll be playing left wing here. Russel Belliveau. And his emblem here is a tractor with a log hauling trailer, a saw log, and an axe. You know, they're the tools of his trade. Russel Belliveau, nice channel. Check him out. Tell him Grampie sent you. So I've cut these sides out now with an angled top on them. And I cut also a couple of little base plates here, and I screwed those sides to the base plates. And I set them up on the table here to be the width that my manger is going to be. So now I want this back part to fit in here, like so. It should just fit between those panels, and it will. But you see this gap here, what I want to do then is move this up to there. Alright? Well, I'm going to put this side in because this is nicer. Like that. So to do that, I would like to make this so that it's kind of easy to assemble. So I'm going to cut a piece of wood. I don't know how long it's going to be, long enough to make that come flush with the top. And screw it to this side and that side. And then I'll put pieces of wood down here so that when I set that in place, they'll just rest on that. You'll see when I put this together, it'll make more sense, I hope. So the material I'm using to make these little cleats about the back, it's from an old lawn chair that I got one time, and of course it got smashed up when trees fell on it when Hurricane Fiona blew through, so of course to keep the wood. I like this because it's pine and it's about 7/8 of an inch thick, good thick stalk, nice to work with. But these were slats out of the back of the chair, and they're, I don't know, 1.5 inches here, maybe 2 inches at the end. I want them parallel sides, so I'm going to rip them all to 1.5 inches. But also the angle of the sides of the manger are flared out by about 10 degrees. So when I rip this, I'm going to rip it at 10 degrees. So I set my fence here at 1.5 inches, and I set the saw to a 10-degree angle. And I'm going to put this long straight side against the fence, and we'll rip that and make a cut in that at 10 degrees. So let's try that. So we end up with that, with this 10-degree angle bevel on it. So we're going to cut a couple of these, and that ought to do us for putting those cleats on. Alright, so with those 10-degree angle bevels on these pieces, I put the short ones on the bottom with the angle bevel against the side, so that the side now will be flat. And then on the back side, I put the bevel facing out, so that this bevel will come against this angled side. So the idea is that this is going to set in here. And the reason I make these this way is because this piece is getting heavy. I'll be able to just set it on those brackets there to put it in its place when I'm assembling it, right? And then through the sides of this panel into this red piece, I'll be able to put a couple screws there to hold that in place. I'm just going to put this together roughly. Then we'll have to form the top up somehow. Alright, now we'll do the same on the other side. So we won't need these clamps on here anymore. So this will be now the back of the manger. So let's go set it all up over there and see how it looks. So the sides are set here, and I had them clamped down. So they're 36 inches across the front. And we'll put the main attractions of the show in here. There's Mary and Jesus, of course, and Joseph. So they're going to be sitting in there. And then the back is going to set in something like this. On there. And on there. I don't know, what do you think? You know what, I hate to say this, but I think I'm going to have to paint it. Alright, so I got the holes drilled. Now I'm just going to put this in place. What do you think, Joe? Do you like it? You know, when I made the first manger, I made it out of just scraps, and it's the same thing with this one, just making it out of scraps. These pieces were left over from when I was doing the woodshed, and then when I was putting lattice around the deck on the camp many years ago, I saved all the pieces, all the cut-offs. So here's a piece there. So we had the lattice for a roof. Like, this is not a structure, right? This is just an accent piece. Doesn't have to be built to code or anything like that. So anyway, that'll go on the top, something like that. But I think that's going to work out all right. I don't need a base for it because I put it on either the bench right outside the shop here, or the ledge that's up above the window where my little model tractor is up there. So I fixed up the roof here a little bit and located it. I'll just show you what I did here. I put a couple of locator pieces in here, if you can see that. Ding ding right there. And another one over here. So the front pieces, the front parts of the wall will sit in there and sit in there. And then on this back piece I just put some spacers on the back just to make up the difference, so that when I put this roof on the walls, then I can put a screw through the back here and screw it right in the back corner, and that'll secure the roof in place. So the roof will just go on like this now. And I'll locate the walls between those spacers. And a couple of screws at the back will hold it in place. One thing I'm noticing though, the only thing supporting the roof now is the lattice. So it sags down, if you notice that. So I think what I'm going to do is just put another screw right here in each corner to hold that up. And that'll help support the roof. So I think that's going to do me. Next step is paint. So we're going to paint this. I think we're going to paint it brown, or I guess it's a beige. It's supposed to be beige, but it looks brown to me. And this is the, I don't know, I'm going to try and make it, I don't know, I'm going to paint it brown. I don't know how many coats it's going to take, but I want to make sure that I cover it kind of decent, because I want it to look brown. So everyone knows how I love painting, so I'll come back when I'm finished to spare you the agony. All right, there, it's all painted brown. Doesn't look that bad really. I just wanted to show you that, in fact, I did paint it. Gonna try something a little bizarre here. I got everything painted brown, as you see. I want to paint some stripes on here to make it look like wood slats. So I'm going to use gray. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I'll never know unless I try. So I'd like to start with a slot right across here. So this is, like, I'm no artist, but I'm just wondering how this is going to work out. I don't want to make these too wide, but just wide enough so that they look like the gap in the wood there. And then maybe another one up here. And then another one up here. don't know. What do you think? Am I crazy? You know what? If it doesn't turn out, I'd just paint it brown again, right? Well, what do you think? You can't hardly notice the gray stripes in there, so, you know, I guess that's okay. I kind of thought they'd show up better, but anyway, I like it. I'm going to leave it like that. Just to finish it off, I have this garland that I hang on it too, right? So that'll go on there. Put these hooks in the corner here to hang it on, just to make it a little easier. So that'll go like that, something like that. So there you go. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yes, the manger scene. It certainly is an iconic symbol of Christmas. And, you know, I hope you all have a great Christmas. It's only 9 months away. So thanks a lot for watching. Sure hope you enjoyed this little video about me redoing my manger scene. Don't forget to thumbs up me. And don't forget your Christmas ornaments either. Have a great week, folks. We'll talk to you.